Welcome back, guys. Glad to see you're here. And just wanted to remind all of you that there will be no class next week because of Thanksgiving. So, have a great holiday and don't worry about class that night. And we will be back the week after on Wednesday. So I think that's it. I will make sure and get your recording out this week so you'll have it too. So take it away, Virginia.
All right. You'll have to excuse my voice if I sound a little hoarse. I just got over, or I'm getting over a cold or whatever it is. It went through my whole family. Okay, so tired. I see something tired. Okay. Don't have too many videos today. All right. Well, I hope everyone's doing all right, other than, maybe being tired. Hopefully no one's sick like I was. All right, let's start with the homework. Did anyone do the homework? You can type it in the chat. You can say yes, no. Anybody? Okay. All right, so let me see if I can share. Hopefully it worked this time. We'll watch it together. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me. All right, can everyone see this? Yes? Okay. I'm gonna play. We're just gonna watch the first one. Sorry. Would anybody like to try to translate that? Are there, okay, Allie?
Um, it looked like she'd asked if he and Anna were married. He said yes. She asked if they had kids. He said 5 sons. She said 5 and then kind of made like an oof motion to me.
Like go, ooh, yeah, this means
yeah.
wow.
And asked any daughters, and he said no. And then it looked like he had said there were 3 sons from her previous marriage, 2 from his. And she asked if they wanted any more, and he said no, they're done.
Okay, so just one little, that was very good. But she was actually asking at the very beginning, the one little, she was saying over there, Anna, married? Now, if she said over there, Anna, your wife, or you two married, then it would be, but she was asking, is she married? And he said yes. But I can see where might have gotten that, might have thought that. So it's not like, oh, okay. So, but very good. Everything else though was on point. She has 5 sons, no daughter. I signed daughter. 5 sons, no daughters. She doesn't want any more. Her first, so if you see the number twisted, like the number 1 twisted, it means first, second, third. So these are ordinal numbers. Didn't quite go over those, but I thought you would be able to kind of figure that out. So from her first marriage, she had 3 sons. Her second marriage, 2 sons. But I think he signed boys instead of sons. Very good. Yeah, and at the end he said, she's done. So this means finish, or it can mean done. You can even use this sign to turn a sentence, like to change the tense of a sentence, like to make it past tense, like me, eat, finish, which I guess we haven't quite learned eat yet. But let's see. A word that I mean, I'm sure you can get that just from that. So like, yeah, if you just say me, eat, finish, that means I already ate. So I ate or I ate. Okay? I already ate or I ate. It turns into a past tense. So this is finish, done, already. Okay. All right, very good. Are there any questions before about the homework, about the video, before we move on? Okay, guess there's no question. We will move on. All right. So today we're going to learn school signs. So signs related to school and education. Okay, so this is a sign for school. And education is an E to a D. What, remember this sign? This is teach, to teach. So it's education. Education. Okay, so school, education. Right, let's talk about the different levels of school. So we have elementary school. Elementary school is an E. Elementary school. Middle school, you're doing a little circular movement and you're going to put your middle finger in the middle of your palm, in the palm of your non-dominant hand. Middle school. Middle school. Okay. High school, you're just gonna finger spell HS, but you're not gonna do HS. You're just gonna go HS. HS. That's high school. Okay. Then college. College is higher education. If you change it to a U, it's just become university. Okay, so college, university, right? If you happen to be a preschool teacher or you have preschool students, you can sign preschool. Preschool. Okay? All right. Let me get some tea. So how many teachers do we have? Okay. I see one hand. I'm sure there's more teachers. Okay. I just like to know. All right. Moving on. Okay. Oh, good. We have some teachers here. All right. Class is the sign for class. So C hand shape, and you're just making a little, like a group, kind of like when we did family, class. Right? Room. Room. Okay. So you're just kind of making a box. Room. So classroom, you could do classroom. Right, so we're going to talk about different places in a school. Okay, so we have the class, rooms, cafeteria, where you eat, cafeteria. So C hand shape. You're going to go on your dominant side, bring it down, go over to your non-dominant side. Cafeteria. Okay. If you happen to change it to an R, it becomes restaurant. Okay, so cafeteria. Office is going to be just like room, but with O's. But it can be more like a flat O. It doesn't have to be like, I mean, some people do O's. Some people do more of a flat O. Office. Office. And if you want to specify like front office versus like a teacher's office, you just sign front office. Front office.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, for office, does it matter if they're over each other or do they have to be back and front?
You don't do it over. Do it like kind of in front of each other. Mhm. Beside each other and then like go in front. Office. All right. Library. Library. Okay. Gym. Gym is with a G. Gym. Kind of like you're working out. Okay. Gym. Auditorium. Auditorium. Okay. So think of, auditorium tend to be like they have that slant, and these are all the people that are sitting in the chairs. Auditorium. Okay. All right. So those are rooms in, or, places in a school. I'm going to get into different classes, but are there any other rooms that maybe I missed, or maybe you work in a specific room in the school that you'd like to know? Okay. So we're gonna talk about art. So you would just find art in their room, but in music room, same thing. We'll get into speech. At least I should have added that from last time. Conference. Okay, that could be a good one to add. Okay, let me add speech to make sure we do cover that. Okay. So a conference room, you would sign conference. This can also mean meeting, and then you just sign room. Okay. You could either sign the health room or nurse's office. Okay, all right. The other ones I'll cover when we go over different classes. Okay. So first, let's talk about people that work at a school. So we already know teacher. Okay. Principal. So it's a PE and you're doing a circular movement. Principal. Okay. Secretary. Okay. Think of it like as, taking your pencil from behind your ear and writing, kind of like a secretary, the stereotypical secretary has a pencil behind their ear or a pen and they write notes. That's where that came from, secretary. All right. A counselor. So counsel, this is to counsel or give advice. Counselor. You might notice that we do some of this, like teacher, counselor. This makes the verb into a person. So this is called an agent marker. Okay, so counselor. Okay, nurse. So it's an N, but it's kind of modified N, and you're just touching your pulse. Okay, so you can say nurse's office, or the health room, or the health office. Okay, nurse. All right, speech therapist. Well, actually, this is speech therapy, and then you'd add an agent marker to turn it into a person. So speech therapist. Speech therapist. Okay. All right. This is not on your list, so I will make sure that I fix it. But in the past, people have asked, like janitor. you can sign, or like custodian, so like they're pushing a broom, or just a cleaner, custodian. Okay. All right. Any other people that work at a school that maybe I missed? Okay, parapro. That's a very good one to add. Okay, so you can either sign librarian. Okay, so for assistant principal, or parapros are like assistant teachers, you could sign assistant. So assistant, so it's your dominant hand that's doing the movement. Your non-dominant hand is just going to support. They're a support person, right? So assistant principal, or sometimes they're just a VP, vice principal. Or and for parapro, you can do assistant teacher or teacher aide. Either way, you can do teacher aide or aide teacher. The only other way is to just sign fingers spelled para pro. Para pro. I see that a lot too. Okay, a librarian, you're just going to sign library and then add an agent marker. Librarian. And then a behaviorist. I think you would just sign behaviorist. Behaviorist. So this is behavior. So B handshake, behaviorist. Behaviorist. Okay. We'll add that to the list. Anything else? All right. Moving on. So now let's talk about different classes. So we'll start with math. Math, 2 M's, math. Okay. Now, if you are working with high school students and you teach math, but you teach, different types of math like algebra, you're just going to do that same motion, same movement. You're just going to change the hand shape to the beginning word, letter of each word. So like algebra is with A's, geometry is with G's, calculus is with C's, trig you would do with T's, okay? Statistics would be with S's. So it's all the same. You just change the hand shape if you want to be specific about what kind of math. All right. All right, science. Think of, like you got two little, or two beakers, or little, I can't remember what those are called, and you're just pouring things into, so science. Science. And this one you can also do you can initialize as well. So biology is with B's, chemistry is with C's, and then if anything else, there's actually specific signs for them. So if any of you are a science teacher, like a different type of science teacher, and you really want to know, just type it in the chat and let me know, and I will teach it. But as far as science, it's just biology, chemistry that you can do the same motion with a different handshake. Okay. All right. History. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either do history, so think past. We kind of covered that last class, so history. Or some people just do history, like this, history or history. Now, in the lower levels, it's usually just social studies, and you're just going to bounce the S, social studies. Social studies. Make sure you're going out versus in. Okay, so go away from your body, social studies. Right? English. English. One way that can maybe help you remember that is think of Winston Churchill with his cane. I don't know. Always helped. It helped my previous students. Okay, so English, Spanish, Spanish. So 2 X's, and you're going to touch your dominant shoulder, and you're going to make them meet. They just kind of look like this. Spanish. Some people do both. I tend to just do one. Okay, Spanish. PE is just PE. 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 Music. Art. So is I hand shape. Art, like you're drawing. Art. Okay, so you would just say art room, music room. Okay. And then we already talked about speech. Speech. So, but if you want to say like speech therapy, speech therapy. Now, as far as if you are talking about speech as in public speaking, there's a different sign. You're going to do speech. Okay, this is just like working on your speech. And this is like public speaking. Okay, so speech therapy. Speech therapy. Okay. And then, of course, we have good old recess. Recess. So this was holiday. This is recess. Also means to take a break. Need a break. I'm going to take a break. Okay. It can also even be retire. I'm retired. All right. Okay, so are there any other classes that maybe you teach that I didn't include? Oh, wait. It's cutting in and out. Okay, can you hear me better? I think I was trying to move it so I could. Is this better? Okay. I'll try not to move it too much, but sometimes it gets in the way. Okay, any other classes? No, no classes. Okay. If you think of another one, type in the chat or unmute yourself. Either one. Okay. So let's talk about some signs that might be helpful, in a classroom, as a teacher, or even if, just with your kids at home, if you have little kids. All right. So we're going to talk about some noun verb pairs. So noun verb pairs are signs that are the same, but the movement's going to be just slightly different. Oh, resource or special education. Okay, so resource, I get that one a lot. You're just going to sign resource, so it's an R, resource, room or resource teacher. Special education, you're going to sign special, and then education. Special education. Okay. Should probably add that. That's a good one to have on this list. Okay. Okay, so back to our noun verb pairs. So let's start with sit and chair. So the signs are going to be very similar. There's just going to be a slight difference. So chair is the noun. It's going to be a repeated movement and it's going to be a smaller movement. The verb is going to be a bigger movement. So sit. Okay. Chair, sit. Okay. So you don't tell your student sit, sit. Go sit. Okay. See that chair? Go sit. That's how you would use it if you want to use both. Okay. All right, so that's one example of a noun verb pair. So chair, sit. Another one is eat and food. So food is a smaller movement to eat. A bigger and usually just one movement to eat, which we learned that last week, right? To eat a lot. Okay, food. That's an example of a noun verb pair. All right, to write and a pencil. right? So pencil is just going to be a smaller movement. Some people will lick their finger for pencil. That can also mean pen, okay? To write, you make a bigger movement, okay? Pencil or pen to write, all right? In school, we say we eat and we also write. Okay. Other signs. So those are the 3 nonverb pairs that we're going to talk about today. I'm not going to really do too many more of those today. All right. Stand. So maybe you're in a class and you're like, you want all your students to stand up. You just sign stand, or you can even just do everybody stand up. Stand up. Okay. Jump. You know, maybe you need to get your students to get their wiggles out. Jump around. Jump around. Okay. All right. To look. Okay. Let's do to see. This is to see. So V handshake to see. Oh, I see that. I see. But if you want to tell someone or one of your students to look, like maybe look at you, you're going to point it toward yourself. Look at me. Or maybe there's someone else presenting in front of the class. Look over there. So this is a directional verb. You're going to put the sign towards wherever you want, whoever it is, wherever you want them to look. Okay, so over there, look at me. Over there, look forward. Okay, directional verb. All right, so that's to look, to see. All right, focus, pay attention. Look this way. Line up. So 2-4 handshake, but their palm orientation is going to be opposite. So this is where you can put it wherever, like you want them to line up over here, over there, if you want them to line up in front of you, over here. If you want to say, oh, long line, you can do that. That's a long line. You don't even have to do the wiggles. You can just do like, that's a long line. Okay. Quiet. Quiet. You can't always just do. To read. So first let's do book. Book. And then to read. To read. So in the library, okay, and you read. All right, paper. So not to be confused with school. You're brushing back. Paper. Paper. Right? Desk or table. If you want to describe that you've got like a bunch of desks in your room, you can do, you know, if you want to show like how if they're like this, or maybe they're in a semicircle, especially if you're teaching ASL or if you have deaf students. Semicircle is a very good arrangement to have. So, okay. All right. Backpack. So C handshake, backpack. Homework. Homework. So this is home, work. So the home can be quick. It's not going to be homework. Homework. Just drag it up a little. Go right down to homework, to work. Homework. This is a compound sign. Test. Now there's several ways you can do this one. You can either sign test or test. So this is question. Remember, questions for me. I have questions for you, or I have a question for you. So think of a test. It has lots of questions on it, right? Now, if you do it like this is like the ditto marks. Instead of just doing this, test. Okay. If you have a test, you need to study. or study. Some people like to touch. Study or study. All right, let's talk about favorites. Favorite, which I think I talked about last week when we talked about favorite holidays. That's right. Favorite or to like something. You're going to go from a 5 to an 8. Like. If you want to talk about like your favorite or a class that you like, or maybe a teacher you like. Okay, to like. If you don't like something, you're going to push it out. You're going to do like and then throw it out. I don't like that. Don't like it. Okay. On time. Oh, you arrived at class on time. Or late. You're late. You are late. Now, if you see it like this with the mouth morpheme, that means not yet. Okay. So late is a 1. Late. Not yet. You finish homework? Not yet. Okay. Then need or should, and then for, like, okay, so I need study for math. Now that's more English, so technically you would just say math, need study. Okay, that would be more ASL. All right, any questions? Any other signs related to school pop up in your brain that you want to know? That's a good question. Okay, if you're watching, oh, okay, good question. So if you're watching TV, video, movie, you're gonna sign watch. Watch. So not look, watch. Okay. And that comes from like, a lot of people when they're watching TVs, especially little kids, staring at the TV and the mouth might be open. That's where that sign came from. Watch. So watch TV, watch movie, watch video. Okay. Watch. It's a good question. Any other questions? Okay. Let's let's review. We'll do a review. And then I'll do some sentences. And then I have a different game. So I won't be like asking individual questions. We'll just do a little game to help review all of the signs that we've learned so far. Okay, so from the top, school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, or university, and then, preschool. Okay, class, classroom. So classroom. So if you're going to do the compound sign classroom, you're going to do class really fast, classroom. Okay, not, okay, classroom, classroom. All right, cafeteria, office, library, gym, auditorium, principal, secretary, assistant principal, or vice principal, VP. We already know teacher, teacher aide, or assistant teacher, or parapro. Can you spell it? Counselor, to counsel, counselor. Nurse, nurse. All right. Let me look at that. So librarian, you're just gonna do library and then agent marker. I'm trying to think of what that was. Agent marker. Speech therapist. So speech therapist. What else? Janitor or cleaner. Janitor. Behaviorist. Behaviorist. All right. So different classes. We'll start with special ed, special education, math, science, and then remember you can change the hand shape if you want to specify algebra, statistics, calculus, all that. Science, and then you can do that same movement for biology or chemistry. All right. History or history. Social studies, you're just gonna bounce. Social studies, okay. English, English. Spanish or Spanish. PE, PE. Music, art. And if you want to specify a music room, you just add the room at the end. So art, recess. Okay, the 3-number pairs that we went over. Chair, sit. Chair, sit. Eat, or I'm sorry, food, eat. Food to eat. Pen or pencil to write. Okay, stand up. Everybody stand up. Oh, jump, jump. Okay, look over there. Look at me. Okay, directional. To see. Now, if you want to say, oh, I see, you're not going to sign, oh, I see. You're going to say, oh, okay, I see. Hmm. A lot of deaf people they do a lot of mouth morphing. Sometimes they even do. It's just part of the culture, part of the language. Okay, so this is just to see, the action of seeing. Okay, focus, focus, pay attention, to line up, wherever, long line, quiet, read, book, paper, desk or table, backpack, homework, test or test, to study, study, favorite, to like, don't like. On time, on time, late, not to be confused with, and you do have to do that mouth morphing, not yet, okay? I know you might feel a little awkward, a little weird, but you're gonna look weird if you don't do it, okay? So it's better to do it, okay? All right. To need or should. And then for, okay? All right. Let me just explain the homework real quick if you guys want to. I don't have a video this time. What I have are just like some prompts that you can sign. And like there's one for like if you're a teacher, there's one for if you have children and you want to talk about their schooling, or if you are a student, like a college student or whatever. If you want, you can video yourself signing the prompt, whichever one you want to do, and you can email it to me and I will provide you with feedback through email. If you want, my email's on there. So that is available to you. And even if you don't send it to me, I really highly encourage you to try to sign these because it uses not just what you learned today, but some stuff that you've already, learned in the past, like age or like, number, we're doing numbers, which we didn't go over 20 to 30 last week, did we? Did anybody watch the video of it for homework? Should we go over it real quick? Okay, let's go over that. I meant to do that last week. Okay, so we know 20, right? So the 20s tend to kind of trip some people up at the beginning. So instead of doing 21, we're gonna do 20. So this is like basically this is your two, and then one. Okay, but it becomes this. You're basically doing, okay, so 21. Okay, 22, you're gonna bounce. Now from 22 all the way up to 99, all those double ones, the 22, 33, you're gonna bounce. Okay, so 22, 33, 44, 55, all the way up to 99. Okay, so you're gonna bounce those. All right, so this is the only one where you are gonna use 2, 2. Okay, now 23, you're gonna go back to doing this, 23. So you're basically doing 23. Okay, 23. Okay, 24, 24, 25, or you can do 25. You're basically doing 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, now 30 all the way up to 66, easy. You just do the numbers 31, 32, 41, 42, 43, 51. And then also all the, 30, 40, 50, 60, you're just doing the number and then the 0. Okay. Now, when you get to 67 and 68 and all that, they are called rocking numbers, but we'll go over that next class. Okay. I'll make sure I go over that. But just generally from 30 on, you're just signing the two numbers together. Okay, there's usually not too much to it. Okay. But I'll go over the rocking numbers next week. All right, so let's do those numbers one more time. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right. I'm going to assign some sentences and see if you guys can understand them. Type it in the chat, okay? Actually, for this one, I want you to answer. Answer it, either sign it or type it in the, okay? So don't translate it, answer it, okay? Math. So that was your favorite class? What? I see English, math, I saw science. Very good. All right. This one, translate this one, okay? Again. Very good. What is your principal's name? Or if you translate it exactly how I signed it, your principal's name is what? Very good. Okay. All right, translate this one. Yep. Where is the gem? All right, translate this one. My favorite class is history. All right, number 5, for our next one, translate this one as well. I'm sorry, start over. Where's your pencil and paper? Very good. All right. Okay, next one, translate this one. What are you writing? Very good. All right, last one, and then we'll do our little activity or a game. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay. Yes. So you should study for your English test. Very good. Your English test must study. Okay, very good. All right. So what we're gonna do, which actually was part of your homework that I forgot to go over with you, but we're gonna do it now. We're gonna do it as a game. Okay. So this is called the handshake game. And I really like this game because it really makes you think about what makes up a sign. Um, so basically, I'm gonna say a hand shape. Okay, so let's do X for example. Okay, so this hand shape is X. What I want you to do is put down all of the signs that you have learned that use that X hand shape. So for example, Spanish. Okay. Some people do right. It's a modified X. Okay, right, pen, pencil. Okay, so you're just gonna write down as many signs as you can think of that use that one hand shape. Okay, I might give you like two, like if it's, X versus modified X, I'll, either whatever, all of those. Okay, and you're only gonna have 1 minute, which, uh-oh, where's my timer? Okay, I'll just use the clock. All right. So the first one, so you can either just go ahead and type it in the chat, but don't send it yet, or you can write it down, either one, and then we'll go over them. Okay. So the first one we're gonna do is B or open B. Okay. Ready? Go. or if you wrote it down on paper. If you have any that are not on that. Oh. Okay, I forgot. All right, go ahead and if you type them into the chat, go ahead and send it. Did anybody type it? Okay. Now, if you did not type it in and you just wrote it out, don't worry about typing them all in. If you have any that are not on this list, go ahead and add them. Okay, so happy, that's a good one. Blue, book, focus, very good. Room, teacher, it does end in a B, but it doesn't start with a B. It starts with a flat O. So from here on out, make sure it starts with that sign. It doesn't have to, it's okay if it turns into another handshake, but I want first handshake, okay? Quiet, music, paper, biology, my, no. Okay, so yes, it's no, this is understand. So no is a good one. Are there any other ones? What about the first one we learned today? School, very good. All right, what else? Future or will, yep, very good. The agent marker, brown, table or desk. That would be, I mean, no one put that down. I'm saying that's a good one. Late would be one, or not yet. All right, let's do another one. Let's do A or open A. Okay, either one. Go ahead and go. Okay, time. Right, I see aunt, science, assistant, girl, girlfriend, age. Age is technically an S. Age, yesterday, algebra. Any other ones? Yes. So yes is technically a an S. Okay. Apple is technically an S. But yes, all the other ones are correct. What else? That might be it as far as what we've learned. What about tomorrow? Didn't we go over tomorrow? Tomorrow would be one. Right. Very good. I think that pretty much covers everything that we've learned as far as A's. But how? How? 10. Very good. How and 10. Yep, that's it. Very good. Okay, so we only have a few minutes left, so we probably won't do another one of these. Are there any questions? No questions? All right. I guess we can end there.
Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks, Virginia. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Happy Thanksgiving. All right. See you guys.